Brown swings at the first pitch. Jake struck out in the first. Peterson allowed 2 hits in his 2 innings. Walked 1, hit a couple of batters.
That's what you call, Lynn, wasting no time at all. Jake Brown's first long ball of the year. Boy, he knew it when he touched this one. He kind of stood there.
That's a strike in the lower part of the strike zone. Arambidi lines 1 to left.
Well, I tell you, Cade Arambidi has been locked in since opening day.
That pitch slides away and is low. Zach York was hit on the hand by a pitch in his first at bat.
Boy, careful here.
The shift is on the infield. The third baseman is playing a normal shortstop position. The shortstop is behind the bag at second. Schmidt, the second baseman, is on the grass deep on the right side. Let's see if York is allowed to swing at 3-0. Not if it's out of the strike zone. So Arnold, pitching very carefully to York, is not able to throw a strike. He's faced 3 batters. He's yielded a home run, a base hit, and a walk. And that's going to get the bullpen busy again for Milwaukee.
For LSU, number 24, Seth Dardar.
Seth Dardar is going to pinch hit. There's the Milwaukee bullpen. This is Dardar pinch hitting for John Pearson. So Jay Johnson obviously going with the left-handed hitter against the right-handed thrower.
And he's got the weapons on the bench to do that. That's what Jay Johnson loves about this team. It is deep. The pitching staff is deep, but the position player group is deep as well. And he can match you up at the beginning of games, in the middle part, and at the back end of the game because of the bullpen that he has.
Cerna is on deck. There's a right-hander warming up for Milwaukee. LSU has tallied the go-ahead run on a long home run by Jake Brown. That was followed by an Arambidi base hit, a walk to York, and now Dardar. Dardar has homered in this series, also with a double. And the pitch tight. 2-0. Riley Peterson started, went a couple of innings. Tristan Arnold now. He's faced 3 batters. They've all reached. Three and 0.
Well, this was Arnold's problems last year. Again, only 8 innings of work, but 16 free passes he had last year.
He throws that down the middle. Dardar, a fifth-year player from Mandeville, a transfer back to his home state. Darth Dardar. Not a bad play on words. The pitch down the middle again. There was an earlier sign that said Seth Farfar.
Well, he hit one far on opening day, didn't he? Right off the bench.
The 3-2 pitch. He lays off. It's elevated. Arnold wanted to call third strike. He didn't get it. The bases are loaded.
Bases loaded and still not an out yet.
Here's Cerna. He's been hit by a pitch. He has scored, and we may see a pitching change here. LSU is trying to extend a 4-3 lead. Omar Cerna was hit by a pitch last time. Braden Simpson is on deck. Sotaro Ishida from the stretch, and he slings it high and wide. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Milwaukee. 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors for LSU. The Tigers got 3 in the second on an RBI single by Simpson, an RBI single by Curiel, and a sacrifice squeeze bunt by Caraway. They've added another one on Brown's home run to lead off this inning. There's a bender with a lot of twist to it. Here we go at a ball, 2 strikes. That shot under the glove of the shortstop. A clean single to left. LSU advances 90 feet. Cerna with a sweet swing was patient, put the fat part of the bat on it, and drilled it. It's going to be sent to the plate to bat for Braden Simpson. So another left-handed pinch hitter. Simpson had an RBI single and scored in the second inning. Braun waves and misses. The bases remain loaded for LSU. York at third, Dardar at second, Cerna at first. The pitch bends inside. Ben, watch how low Kibler gets as that ball is being delivered. He really stretches that left leg out, trying to get as low to the ground as possible behind the plate.
Yeah, he's giving a low target. He wants the ball down. What they're trying to do is create a ground ball.
Watch him right here. You also open that quadricep up to get hit.
Well, it's the new wave of catching, right? And they figure even with runners on base, one knee plays better. And what you'll see most catchers do, they'll give a target as the pitcher winds up, but as the ball starts to travel towards home plate, the glove drops, and they're taught to work from the ground up. They figure they can frame and steal more strikes that way. So he gives a target, he'll drop it, and then he'll raise it back up again.
Another breaking ball, and Sotaro Ishida gets Braun on strikes.
Really good breaking ball there, and you think that thing is a lot slower than what the fastball is.
Now another conversation is coming.
This round is brought to you by Action.
3 and 11 to 2.
The bases clearing, 3-base hit for Trent Carraway as he triples all the way to the right center field wall.
Boy, that is a beautiful swing right there. Going to the backside of the field, letting that ball travel, letting it get deep. Watch this move of the ball here. Inside out swing and just that bullet over the second baseman's head. The right fielder, Marion, was kind of swung down the right field line. Ball gets all the way up against the wall, and 3 Tigers would score on that one swing. A 3 RBI triple for Trent Carraway.
And LSU now with a 8-3 lead, 3 in the second and 5 here in the third. Brown has homered in the inning. Cerna has an RBI base hit, and 3 coming home on Trent Carraway's triple. Here's Curiel at the top of the order with a count of 1-1. Still only 1 out. LSU has a golden opportunity to add another run, and the infield has retreated. There's a shot off the glove of the second baseman. He's able to recover, but throws it wide. Curiel rounds first. He's on his way to second base. It looked for the moment like the defensive play was going to be made on the liner, but it popped out of the second baseman's glove. And then Schmidt, trying to recover and get the out at first, makes the errant throw.
This ball hit right on the button. The second baseman, a nice play, goes up the ladder right there, knocks it down, has time, but instead throws it a little bit down the right field line. Curiel would end up at second, pushes home yet another run for the Tigers.
Curiel had to turn into a hurdler to avoid a collision as Spence was laid out trying to get that throw from second.
That might be a single and an RBI.
It's a single, an RBI, and an E4.
E4.
Here comes the hurdle.
Up he goes.
So a single, an RBI, and then the throwing error allows Curiel to take second base. And the Tigers have batted around. Here's Milam. Still only 1 out. A 6-run third for the Tigers. This was a 3-3 ball game not long ago. Milam looks at a breaking pitch, split the plate. Three runs, 3 hits, and an error for Milwaukee. 9-7-0 for LSU. The outfield very deep, as has been the custom for the Milwaukee outfielders for most LSU hitters. LSU has been good early and late. 9 runs today. with a 6-run lead right now. And the pitch curls its way inside. Milam draws the base on balls. The inning continues, and Jake Brown, who started it with a home run deep into right center field.
Right fielder, Jake Brown.
Curriell at second, Milam at first. Brown watches that bounce away. The runners advance. Let's go back and look at this swing earlier in the inning.
Yeah, he stepped into the box, did Jake Brown, and boy, the first pitch he saw, it just buries it off the scoreboard out in right center field. His first long ball of the year. He is off to a good start. 4 for 10, 4 RBIs, couple of doubles.
The 1-0 pitch from Soturo Ishida. Brandon Folks is calling balls and strikes. Clayton Ham at first base. Alberto January is the second base umpire, and Danny Cricks is at third. Three and 0. Still only 1 out. The Tigers have batted around +1.
Yeah, careful here, because Jake Brown very well might have the green light.
Instead, it's a 4-pitch base on balls. And here comes Aaron Beatty, and the crowd starts to buzz, knowing this guy is off to a good start. And he's got an opportunity here with a teammate on every base.
Well, when the question was asked to Jay Johnson back during the fall and the spring, who has made the biggest improvement, he didn't hesitate a second. He said Cade Aaron Beatty, for him, has been the most impressive player. And he has gotten off to a wonderful start. 5 for 10 on the year.
The 1-strike pitch sliced off into foul ground, and a souvenir on the right side.
Now, Aaron Beatty last year in his freshman year played behind Luis Hernandez, the senior transfer from Indiana State. And to me, Luis Hernandez, he didn't get enough credit at all. Luis Hernandez was so good for LSU last year. And there's the start for Cade Aaron Beatty.
3 of his 5 hits have been extra bases. And he's had some loud outs, too. That's a really nice breaking pitch, and Aaron Beatty did not pull the trigger.
And playing the Tigers, first baseman, Zach.
Ishida had Aaron Beatty 1 ball and 2 strikes, and watch this little bender here. Just barely catches the outside part of the plate. Kimber, the catcher, might have stole that one. He yanked it back quickly.
Aaron Beatty thought it was a little high and away. Now York. He's been hit by a pitch. He has walked. He has scored twice. Ishida likes to slide those breaking pitches in there,
yep,
doesn't he? Kind of a frisbee type look on some of them.
Yeah, it's almost like he's got a sweeper and a curveball. He's got 2 different breaking balls. And he's got the splitter as well.
Yep.
There's a good breaking ball.
That's a call, 3rd strike. Is that 8 for Schmidt?
It should be. Fastball, fastball. You finish with that breaking ball down and away.
So the Tigers now as a staff in this weekend series have 42 strikeouts. 3 short of tying a record for a 3-game series. Strike 1 on a mitt popper to Tristan Ellis, who has fanned. This is his second at bat. This might be Schmidt's last inning. He's up to 78 pitches right now.
You would think it would be.
Dylan O'Connell is on deck. Schmidt has picked up the pace. His time has shortened between deliveries here in this inning.
I mean, it just feels like he's trying to get his rhythm. And it kind of goes and comes, and that's where he's fighting for some consistency.
Ellis a year ago hit .233 and drove in 11. This Milwaukee team will go to Duke and play 4 games there. Milam waiting for it. Slings it. Nicely done. He made it look easy, but that's not an easy throw from that position.
No.
But Milam threw it with some authority right to the chest of York.
Well, it's about the footwork, right? And he had enough time. He recognized this ball. Watch Milam kind of circle this ball a little bit. He kind of gets around it. Watch, see him circle it right there? Why does he do that? He does that to get his momentum going towards first base. Because if you catch it on the backhand side, your momentum's taking you more towards third base. It's hard to make the throw. But instead, he had time to get around it and make a nice throw to first base.
Here's O'Connell, the leadoff hitter. He's had 1 base hit in the series.
The footwork's so important for middle infielders because your feet will take you to the ball, and that's the idea.
Three and 0. Schmidt's velocity remains in that 95, 96, sometimes 97 range.
There has been no drop off. You know, he's nearly 80 pitches in. He's still pumping in there. Look there, 97 miles an hour. And that's why the scouts love him. It's a 6'4" frame. The kid has got a lot of upside to him.
Seth Dardar comes to the plate. LSU batted around and then some last inning, scoring 6 times. Dardar had a pinch hit walk and scored a run last inning. He replaced John Pearson in the batting order. Pearson was 0 for 1. Dardar waits and lifts this one into foul ground on the left side. And there is not enough room for Ross. He kept looking at that fence and didn't really ever locate the ball with a good opportunity to catch it. So a little bit of a blowout on that effort.
Well, you got to slow down somehow when you're getting close to the wall or the dugout. The best way to do it is slide.
Dardar has a home run and a double this year. One ball, 2 strikes from Fishnick. LSU up by 6 in the 4th. 2-2. Now the infield on the 2-2 count moves to put 3 defenders on the right side, so the shift is on. And the pitch, ripped foul. Look out, everybody.
That's why the coaches in each coaching box, they're well behind the boxes because the ball gets on you quick down there. See Josh Jordan down at third, man. He's way back there. Mark Wanaka over at first base, way behind the box as well.
And the turf in foul ground is artificial. That ball is hit perfectly up the middle, right at the shortstop who was pulled over. No doubt that was a base hit without the shift. But that time the shift worked perfectly, as the shortstop Ellis did not have to move as he was on the other side of second base.
Yeah, that's kind of what's different between the college game and the pro game, right? In the pro game, they don't allow shifts anymore. Matter of fact, when the batter steps in the box, you got to have 2 infielders on both sides of second base, and they all have to be on the dirt. In the college game, you can still shift. We still see the second baseman against left-handed pull hitters, out in short right field, but not in the pro game anymore.
Do you think it will come to that in college?
No. And the reason why I say that is the offense is doing really well in the college game. Like, there's still a lot of runs being scored. Guys are hitting for a high average. At the big league level, one of the reasons why they did it was pitchers were dominating the game, and so they wanted to give the hitters an opportunity to try to get more base hits, and that's why they hadn't allowed the shift anymore.
Ellis comes up and throws it by the first baseman. A wild, low delivery from the shortstop Ellis.
Yeah, and that wasn't a terrible throw. Like, I don't even know if this ball bounced, and if it did bounce, it just barely bounced. Joey Spence over at first base does everything right there. Plenty of time.
Just a misconnect.
Yeah, it's like the first baseman Spence kind of stretched out, but then caught the ball a little bit even with him instead of catching and reaching more out in front and catching that ball. What a terrible throw.
That's been ruled a throwing error on the shortstop. 1 on, 1 out as Cerna is aboard. And Mason Braun is batting for the second time. He struck out in his earlier at bat. Caraway is on deck. Two and 0 to Braun from South Bend, Indiana. Runner is moving. A base hit to right. Cerna on his way to third. Perfectly executed hit and run. Simpson, or rather Braun, with a sharp single in his second at bat, pushes his teammate to third with 1 out.
That's finding the barrel right there. The true freshman from Indiana. Well, watch this swing. Look how flat this swing is. Flat and direct to it. Runner moving from first base, just a bullet. So from first to third, does Cerna go?
And up steps Caraway.
Caraway has had himself a day, huh?
Yes,
4
he
RBIs
has.
already.
4 of the 9 runs have been produced by Caraway. And this one bounces right by Ross. He thought he was going to catch it leaning to his left, and all of a sudden the ball was by him.
Yeah, defense for the Panthers kind of letting down Fishnick right now. Play that maybe could have been made from the short top position. That ball could have been caught too. The ball's hit pretty firm, but still. A play that probably needs to be made. As Cerna comes home with LSU's 10th run of the game.
It's been ruled an error. We'll see if they give him credit for an RBI. The answer is yes to the last question.
So a 5 RBI day for Trent Caraway.
Pretty good stuff. A sacrifice bunt, safety squeeze bunt produced an RBI in the second, the 3-run triple the next time he came to the plate, and an RBI on a ground ball that was muffed by the third baseman in his third at bat. Here's Curiel. He's 2 for 3. And he's driven in a couple. He has singled twice. They've been RBI singles following a strikeout to open the game offensively for LSU. 6 o'clock tomorrow. Kent State. 1 o'clock Wednesday, Nichols. And then off to Florida, Jacksonville, Florida, for games in the Live Like Lou Jacksonville Classic.
And we will be there. That's going to be a fun tournament. LSU playing Indiana, Notre Dame, and Central Florida.
There's a sharp single up the middle on a couple of hops. The Tigers add to their lead. Curiel has followed a strikeout with 3 consecutive RBI singles.
Well, Derek Curiel can flat out hit. And we saw him do it last year. Hit .345 last year, was even better in the postseason. And that's what he does best. And he uses the middle part and the backside of the field as well as anybody. As Braun comes home to score with LSU's 11th run of the day. Derek Curiel, the D1 Baseball Freshman of the Year last year. And D1 Baseball also picked Derek Curiel.
The slide wide of the bag. He reached out and made contact with that trailing hand. At Curiel safe on an elusive slide at third. Milam with an RBI single, his first hit of the day. And the Tigers have a 12-3 lead.
Well, Charlie Marion out in right field, he has got a big arm, and Derek Curiel just ran right in his face, went first to third, head first into third base.
Watch this slide. Curiel, his body going one way, the arm reaching out.
That's the old swim move, Lynn, there.
Yep, the left
back
arm.
side of the bag.
Left arm getting a piece of the bag.
Well, you're always watching your third base coach when you're sliding. He'll kind of give you an idea because he's watching the throw come in from the outfield. So he'll kind of give you an idea of which way to slide depending on where the throw is coming.
Jake Brown takes a ball high. LSU has exploded over the last 3 innings. 3 runs in the second, 6 in the third, 3 here in the fourth. Still only 1 out. Runners on the corners. Fishnick misses. Brown has struck out, homered, and walked. It was his first home run of the year. O'Connell coming quickly. The right fielder can't get it either.
Well, everything going the Tigers' way right now. Some balls hit hard, some not so much, but they're finding a lot of the outfield grass right now. It's just a pop-up out toward right center field. I'm not sure if Marion got a good read on this ball. The right fielder, a little bit of a hesitation. It falls in right in front of him. There's Derek Curiel scoring from third base, so it'll be a single and an RBI, and now 13 runs on the scoreboard for the Tigers.
Brown has driven in a pair. Let's check some RBI totals quickly. Curiel with 3 of them. Milam with 1. Brown with 2. Cerna has 1. Simpson has 1. And Caraway has 4. Here's Arambidi. 2-0. LSU went quietly in the first, but the Tigers have made a lot of noise since then. Arambidi keeps it alive. The hit parade continues. LSU will advance 1 base each. Arambidi with his second base hit.
Well, Cade Arambidi is finding the barrel. It feels like just about every at bat. Every time he comes to the plate, it feels like he is putting a good swing on it.
Oh, he's splitting wood right now.
And he is having fun, too. A lot of growing pains for him last year. Came out of Texas, as we know, as a #1 catcher in the country a couple of years ago. Got some valuable playing time behind Luis Hernandez. But he's expected to be the everyday catcher for the Tigers this year.
Here's Zach York. First pitch swinging. That is a foul ball by inches. If you used a green bag, it would have been fair.
And that would have been extra bases too. Remember, he just missed a home run opening day. Ball they went to review. It was just foul. Boy, that one just foul as well.
Well, the scoreboard shows 2-1, which is incorrect. Here's the second pitch. High drive. Deep right field, but playable it appears. Marion has room. It's RBI of the game. So a sack, fly to right.
Well done by Mr. York. Well, I'm impressed with the arm now. Charlie Marion out in right field. He has got a cannon for an arm. He made that play really close to third base. Jake Brown tagging up from second, making his way to third.
Here's Seth Dardar batting for the third time. The Tigers have scored 17.
Well, Seth Dardar is letting Jay Johnson know, I want some consistent playing time. That is his second long ball of the year. Now, it's not a flat swing that he's got. It is a swing that is built to hit the ball out of the ballpark. It's bottom to top. It's got some uppercut to it. And boy, he knew it when he touched that one. You can forget about that one. That's a souvenir, folks.
And that's going to be the end of the day for Fishnick, as the Tigers LSU did not score in the first. Since then, it's been pedal to the metal. 3 in the second, 6 in the third, 8 in the fourth. 2 outs. Bases empty after the Dardar homer. And here is Cerna. Vanderloop misses to the youngster from Houston. Omar 1 for 2, an RBI single. He also was hit by a pitch and reached on an error and scored last time. He's late on that swing. Center fielder, that's Reeves, and a new catcher. After the Tigers trailed in this game 1-0 after 1 on a home run by Kibler, it's been all LSU. The 1-2 pitch coming to Kibler. And now he'll back away with a count of 2-2. The pitch, swing and a miss. Kibler goes down on strikes. And then we take a closer look at that strikeout total, because LSU is getting very near its record for strikeouts in a 3-game series. The most the Tigers have ever struck out in a 3-game series is 45. And right now the Tigers are at 44. Is that right?
That almost sounds like a guess.
It is a guess. They've got 10 today, right?
10 today and 34 to start today. So if my math is correct, now I didn't graduate from LSU, but 34 plus 10 is going to be close to 44, I think. Close.
And 45 minus 44 is 1, right?
Correct.
So that means
So
that
1 to tie and 2 to break the record.
Uh-huh.
All right. That didn't take us long. Look at us.
No crayons either.
Just a lot of fingers and toes.
This is poked out to right field with some authority. It's down and rolls all the way to the wall. That's a well-struck double from Grant Ross. So let's talk about William Schmidt a little bit more. What's your assessment of him?
Well, we said the key for William Schmidt was attacking the strike zone, and he did at times. And when he got ahead, he was able to finish guys. But still, 3 walks, a hit by pitch. It was a little bit of a mixed bag for me, but you cannot deny the stuff. It is big-time stuff. The fastball ticked up to 98. I guarantee his fastball averaged 96. He's got some good breaking balls. Again, the key is figuring out the mechanics and figuring out a way. And I know him and pitching coach Nate Yeske's working really hard on that to try to make him more consistent. But I really believe the more he goes out there, and this pre-SEC schedule is going to be important for him to kind of feel his way, to kind of sharpen up the mechanics a little bit and get ready for the big baseball that's coming. That's in the SEC.
So some good things and some
really good
things to address
and some
still.
things to work on still. But you can't teach stuff, and what he has is stuff. He's got real big league stuff. He's just got to figure out a way to dial it in a little bit more consistently, and he will. Some guys adapt to it quicker than others, and he's just one of these guys. It's going to take him a little bit of time.
Marion has walked and singled and walks again.
An important note to note on him too is growth too, and I said this the other day. If you remember Cade Anderson, he had a 27 ERA in SEC play his freshman year. He only threw 3 1/3 and gave up a lot of earned runs, a lot of walks. You go back to what William Schmidt did in SEC play last year, had the same amount of appearances, 5. His ERA 2 in SEC play was 27. Cade Anderson had a big jump from his freshman year to his sophomore year, and they're hoping. Now, William Schmidt's not going to have that kind of jump when you talk about consistency, but I look for him to be a lot more consistent the more time he spends on the mound.
Well, Cade Palkowski is going to get his first at bat in this game. He's swinging for Horn, who struck out twice. And the pitch from Garcia clips the outside corner. One out, 2 aboard. The 1-1 misses high and away.
Out in a hurry.
But
too.
yes, it did. A stream of milk out into right field and beyond.
Get it up in the air, it's going to go for a while, and the wind didn't help that one enough. That ball would have been out pretty much in any wind.
Let's take another look at this home run swing.
And that's impressive because that's lefty on lefty right there, and he got a ball he can handle kind of middle third of the plate, I guess it was, inner third, if you will.
Now let's see if we.
Last year we heard about him, but we knew he was recovering from knee surgery.
How would you handle the feed bill on a few of these guys?
You better find a buffet. That's what you're going to need. You get your money's worth on a buffet. This is not a small team. Fastball, curveball, slider, and a split finger fastball as well for Devin Sharon.
Ryan Lim is the first hitter, and a 3/4 swing is a strike. Lim has walked and singled in a couple of runs. This is the first start he's had in the series. He was a pinch hitter yesterday.
There you go, Lynn. 99, first fastball.
1-1. He took something off of that. That was about 10 miles an hour slower, actually about 12. So 1-2. Just off the plate wide.
That's a hard slider at 89, isn't it?
Yep.
That's most people's fastballs. He throws a slider at 89.
No doubt about that. Flame on the way to the middle of the plate at 97 plus miles an hour.
That's a tough adjustment to make. A little spinning breaking ball in there, 88, 89, and he rears back to a little extra here. How about 97, just on the outside edge?
By the way, LSU has just tied its record for most strikeouts in a 3-game series. The Tigers at 45 right now, if my math is correct. They had 17 the first game, 17 yesterday, and they've got 11 today, right?
Man. This is a smoke show right here, Lynn.
Two hard strikes.
Sherrod's got a little bounce in his step too, Lynn. He's amped up a little bit.
He doesn't know about it, of course, but this could be a record setter. LSU has struck out 45 batters over the course of this 3-game series. The 2-2 pitch. Last year against Purdue Fort Wayne, LSU had 17 strikeouts in one game and then 14 in each of the next two, for a total of 45. The Tigers are at 45 right now. Get ready to pop the champagne cork. Not yet. Yaman over, and that one's in the dugout, well out of his reach. That's what you do if you're a grown-up. You find a kid and throw him the ball.
Absolutely.
Hadley at the plate. Swing and a miss. LSU has just set a new strikeout record for most strikeouts in a 3-game series. 46 this weekend. Congratulations to this Tiger pitching staff. Kibler has moved to left field. He was behind the plate. And is that Hadley catching now? No, we'll check on a new catcher as well. Hadley is at first base. So we need a catcher for Kibler.
Well, they got one for him. We just don't know who it is yet. It's hard to see his number with his chest protector on. We have a phantom catcher. Hits just keep on coming for the Tigers.
That's Kibler, who actually was the catcher before this inning. Misplayed that in left field.
Yeah, Wynn pushed it in from left field, so his first move was back. And then once he realized the Wynn was going to push it in, he quickly, see, he goes back right there really hard. He realized the Wynn's pushing in, slips a little bit right there, and the ball falls in front of him. But Mason Braun will certainly take it.
That'll be a double for him. 14 base hits, 17 runs for the Tigers, who lead by 11. One strike to Caraway. He's been good at the bottom of the order. He has scored twice. He has driven in 5 runs. A sacrifice bunt in the second, a 3-run triple an inning later, and he picked up an RBI on an error in the 4th. LSU batting in the bottom of the 5th. The Milwaukee bullpen is mausoleum silent right now. Nicely done by shortstop Ellis.
Other defensive changes.
Braun moves up to third.
Catcher for the Panthers is number 30, Connor Hartman. New first baseman is number 6, John Hadley. So Bobowski is now in center field. Kibler is now in left field. Hartman catching Hadley at first base for Milwaukee.
Up steps Curriel. He struck out in the first. Since then, he's had an RBI single, an RBI single, and an RBI single. Can he make it 4 hits in a row?
Not many around that have a sweeter swing than this kid right here. Is a draftable sophomore, projected to be an early to mid first round pick this year.
He's got a hitter's count at 2-0. He's also got another RBI opportunity with a teammate at third. And if he gets it, it would be his 4th run driven in today. Two and one on Curriel. Braun at third. Three and one. That's a pretty good fastball. In the right place.
That's right. You're not looking for, on 3-1 count, you're looking for something out over the plate, maybe middle away. Instead, you're not looking for the ball in the inside part of the plate.
A full count with 1 out, a runner at third. Curriel trying to add to the LSU lead. There's ball 4. Runners at first and third with 1 out. And Curriel, I think, will be lifted here for a pinch runner. They're going to rest Curriel. And give this young man a chance to get into the ball game. This is Daniel Harden, pinch running at first. Here's the monster with runners at first and third. Harden, the pinch runner for Curiel at first. Braun at third. Milam has walked twice, reached on a fielder's choice, singled in a run, and scored.
First look at Daniel Harden. Comes from McLennan Community College, played there 24 and 25, made his way to LSU for 2026.
LSU pitching has limited Milwaukee to 5 hits. That's pulled foul. Ben, check your score sheet, because we've talked certainly and deservedly so about the number of strikeouts. But to me, equally impressive is the number of walks that LSU has, or in this case has not, issued this weekend. How many today?
Well, 4 today and the two previous games combined.
That's 6 total.
A total of 6, which is an outstanding number.
Milam is hit in the lower part of the back, it appeared. You know what? When you're leading by 11, it hurts even more.
Yeah.
And he'll be lifted for a pinch runner. So Milam gingerly walks into the dugout. LSU has a pinch runner for him at first base. Ethan Kloss is around third for Jake Brown. Brown off to a .455 start with 1 homer, 4 driven in, couple of doubles, 4 runs scored in this opening weekend. Ball 1. Still only 1 out. The infield is very deep. Just trying to collect an out somewhere, maybe get a double play. The 1-1 pitch to Jake Brown. Off to the left side it goes, and beyond the reach of Ross. The 1-2. Sliced off foul. No play on this either. LSU eliminated the need for drama with 3 in the second, 6 in the third, 8 more in the fourth.
Ooh.
Way back it goes.
That might clear everything, Lynn.
Pucker up and kiss that baby goodbye. A 4-run swing by Jake Brown. It's grand slam time.
Talk about have a day. Jake Brown, his second long ball of the day. Count them now, 6 RBIs, a 3-for-4 day, and a little icing on the cake for the Tigers. Boy, was that a beautiful move to the ball. Little breaking ball, and it kind of got down and in on him, and all he did was drop the head on that ball, nearly cleared the bleachers. I think it hit all the way up to the community coffee sign. Watch this swing right here. Recognizes that ball, sits back on it, and just drops a barrel on it, folks. And he knew it when he touched that one. That was a large one. And look where this ball lands. Right up against the community coffee sign. That's a bomb.
That's a lot of sugar for your dime right there. And it pushes the score to 21-6.
That ball Jake Brown hit came off the bat at 109. That's big time. At the big league level, anything considered 88 miles an hour or harder is considered hard hit. That's 109 off the bat.
That's at the top of the range. 3-0 to Reeves from Bonham, Texas. This is his first at bat. Aaron Beatty was lifted after going 2 for 4. Three, 6, 8, and 4. Those are the run totals for the Tigers from innings 2 through 5. And a liner to center field keeps the hit parade going. Reeves with a slashing single. And there's still only a single out.
Got more action in that Milwaukee bullpen. They got to be just about out of pitching, I would think.
That breaking ball finds the strike zone to Yaman. A big moment for this youngster. Yaman came in the game a couple of innings ago behind the plate. And he can't find it. From West Sand Lake, New York. And you're looking at a future catcher for the Tigers on an everyday basis.
Yeah, you look at the size of some of these kids. I mean, LSU has got another physical team this year from an offensive point.
Look at those youngsters enjoying the day with their parents. Yaman lifts it very high in the air. It's going to come straight back and be out of play. So Yaman at the plate making his LSU debut. He's got a teammate at first base. That's Reeves. He singled following the grand slam home run by Jake Brown. Yaman waves and cannot find it for the second out. The Tigers today with 16 base hits. With runners in scoring position, they are 11 for 16.
Wow.
And they've driven 3 balls out of the ballpark. Dardar has been part of the onslaught. Seth walked as a pinch hitter back in the 3rd inning. Then he grounded out. And then he homered for the 2nd time this year with 2 men aboard. So Ben, in back-to-back innings, there's been a 3-run homer and a 4-run homer. That's hit loudly, but on a couple of hops to the second baseman. And William Patrick is now in center field. My scorebook looks like a piece of the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Mine looks like a spring training scorecard at this point.
So Kloss at second. Harden is the right fielder, replacing Brown. Caraway, who's played all over the place today, is now the shortstop. You getting this down, Ben?
Kind of.
Now, who's the new third baseman? That is
should be Seth Dardar. Went from second to third.
It is Dardar, yes.
Harden's in right. Patrick's in center. Who's in left?
Reeves.
Reeves.
I think.
Tanner
Yeah,
Reeves.
Reeves.
Okay.
There's a base on balls to Tristan Ellis.
Now batting for Milwaukee, catcher number 30, Connor Harvey.
So Kloss at second, Dardar at third, Harden in right, Caraway the shortstop, Patrick in center. Here's Connor Harvey batting for the first time. A check swing strike. This is his first at bat in the series. That backs him away. It levels the count at 1. We play in the top of the 6th inning. It's 21-6 LSU.
Did you watch the basketball game last night? Women's South Carolina. Really good game, wasn't it?
Oh, indeed.
2 big-time programs going at it.
So it's been Schmidt as the starter for LSU. He went 4. Then Garcia and Sharon and Paz. Did I miss anybody?
That's it so far.
Harvey out of Waterford, Wisconsin. And he moves up on the 3rd strike wild pitch. I think they'll rule out a wild pitch.
I don't know if it's a wild. It looked like it hit right in the glove.
We will wait for the ruling. It's either a wild pitch or a pass ball.
I don't know if Yaman got crossed up. It almost looked like it was a strike. Take a look at it.
Yeah, that's a pass ball.
Just kind of hit right on the heel of the glove and kicked away.
Left fielder, Dominic Kibler.
Most definitely a pass ball.
So bases loaded. No, not bases loaded.
Here's Kibler, who has homered and walked. He scored twice. He has struck out.
That's right. First base was occupied.
Yep. The batter didn't know that for a while.
The runners can't advance. But if first base occupied and you strike out.
Yeah, with less than 2 outs.
Right.
So what are you looking for out of Paz here? I mean, is it velocity? Is it command?
Obviously,
what are you looking for?
He's not been on the mound in a long time. Didn't pitch at all in high school, so it's been a long time he's been on the mound. So I'm just looking how fluid he is. I'm looking at the mechanics, and you want to get your first couple outings under your belt. It's probably been 20 months since he's been on the mound competitively. And I think it's a perfect situation to get him in. You like to get these young guys in, especially guys that haven't pitched in a long time. Get them in lower leverage type situations.
Does a 15-run lead qualify as lower leverage?
I would think so. But, you know, People talk about no leverage situations. There's no such thing as no leverage.
That's
it's
true.
Lower leverage. Every time you get on the mound, the competitive spirits come out, and you want to do well.
You also want to impress a new coaching staff. And the outcome of this game has hardly been in doubt for a long time, but there's more riding on it for these young players who are getting their first look at SEC caliber baseball.
There's a lot of talent on this team, you know, and every at bat, every pitch matters, and you want to open some eyes to the coaching staff whenever you can.
And obviously, Milwaukee is not in the class of SEC play, but you've got to start somewhere if you're a youngster trying to impress the coaching staff and making a case for yourself and helping your team. The 3-2 pitch from Paz. P-A-Z. A little bit high. Now the bases are loaded. Now Kibler walks for the second time. And this is going to be a pinch hitter for Ross. Peter Visconti from Gurnee, Illinois, by way of Kenosha State. LSU actually trailed in this game after one inning on that one-out home run by Kibler in the first inning, but since then it's been the Tigers rolling up with 3 runs in the second, and then 6 in the third, and then following that with 8 in the fourth, and then 4 more in the fifth. On the one swing, 4 RBI effort by Jake Brown, a grand slam home run, his second home run of the year. Only 1 out. That's a nice fastball for a strike. A mid popper, but upstairs. Visconti is a first-year Panther. One ball, 2 strikes. Paz would dearly love to get a strikeout here. The infield obviously is back with the gargantuan lead. Now it's 2-2. Paz to the plate. He got it in on the hands for a swinging foul ball. You can make a living if you can keep the ball there.
Yes. And that's what I'm looking at. It's good velocity, but he likes that 2-seam fastball. I feel like more than he likes that 4-seamer. And he's at 24 pitches here in 1 inning, so he may be getting close to the end of the line.
That's that mid-90s fastball again, but it's inside. There's a runner on every base with 1 out, a 3-ball, 2-strike count. LSU leading by 15. Paz to the plate. A call, 3rd strike in the upper part of the zone.
How about that little 3-2 breaking ball?
14 strikeouts for the LSU staff. giving them 48 in the 3-game series.
Boy, you're up by 15 runs. You think if you're standing at the plate, you might get that 3-2 fastball, but instead Paz just bends that breaking ball in there.
So now it's Charlie Marion. He's been a bone in the throat of the Tigers all weekend. He's walked twice and singled and scored in this game. He's had a homer, and that was earlier in the series.
Freshman.
Real bends in the breaking pitch. Yeah, he got a base hit. He's from Baton Rouge Catholic High School. Real delivers a strike. It's 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on base. LSU certainly in a position to end this game on the 10-run rule after Milwaukee gets its offensive opportunity in the top of the 7th. Only 6 series.
2 at-bats, 2 base hits.
Jay Johnson is even grinning along with Ruckert. Ruckert put on some little celebratory display at second base, and Johnson was laughing about it.
I don't blame him. That's a nice swing right there. Elevated breaking ball. Hearing a lot of good things about Jack Ruckert. He can really play defense, advance for a true freshman. It looked like he got a pretty good stroke, too.
Here's Daniel Harden for the first time out of Prairieville, Louisiana. Also Catholic High School.
A couple of years at McLennan Community College, junior college ball.
He looks at one, and it's in his favor, 3-0. 2 outs. Ruckert at second base. What was another near capacity crowd several hours ago has dwindled down to about 80%, about 20% of what was here earlier, as the Tigers have steadily increased their lead and will go to 3-0 with 1 game remaining in the homestand, or at least the opening weekend. That's at 6 o'clock. You may have it on your schedule at 3 o'clock, but it's a 6 o'clock game tomorrow against Kent State. That game time was changed earlier. So 6 o'clock tomorrow. Ben and I will be right back here on the SEC ESPN network. And then softball Tuesday and more baseball against Nichols at 1 o'clock on Wednesday. Harden extends the inning with a base on balls. And here is Kloss. Kloss came on as a pinch runner for Milam an inning ago, and this is his first at bat. He takes a curveball strike. Kloss is from Las Vegas. And that gets a little sliver of the outside edge.
Probably wasn't a strike 3 or 4 innings ago, but when it's 21-6, umpires have a tendency to raise that right arm a little bit more.
The 0-2 pitch. That's 1-2 now. Let's see if Kloss can deliver in his first at bat. Two balls, two strikes. It was his second career 2-home run game. So that puts a little more icing on the cake.
Yep. If the Tigers will get back to Omaha, Jake Brown's obviously going to be a big part of it.
Now here is Ryan Lim from Janesville, Wisconsin. 1 for 2 today. In the DH position, he has walked, has a 2-run single, and struck out last time. One of 14 strikeout victims. There's an out at second, and that's all that's available. Nicely done between Kloss and Ruckert, the new middle infield combination.
Yeah, that ball was not hit hard enough. If you saw what the second baseman Kloss was, he was swung over kind of in a shift position, so it took him a little time to get to the bag, but he got there in enough time. Took the feed from Ruckert.
Ruckert threw it chest high, led his second baseman perfectly. And here's John Hadley, the 6th. There have been 5 Hadleys behind him. Or ahead of him, depending on how you want to look at it. Pause to the plate. And this one out of play, slicing off the left side. Hadley's had one at bat. He struck out.
John Hadley, the 6th.
The 6th.
Didn't George Foreman name just about every one of his son George too?
Or a deviation of George.
Yeah.
It was a Georgette, and he had what, 10 or 12 children. My son actually went to college with a couple of his daughters.
Really?
He said they were the nicest people you'd ever want to meet. It was Georgette and Georgiana. Well, back-to-back base runners now as Hadley with a nice swing.
Now batting for Milwaukee, third baseman Max Glusick.
Here's Glusick. Glusick is 1 for 2. He has fanned and singled. LSU would love to close it out with a double play here, and the infield is in that position. Six runs, 8 hits, 3 errors for Milwaukee, 21-17 and 1 for LSU. Glusick waits for the 1-1 pitch. 1 out, 2 aboard. LSU trying to close it out in the 7th. Pause to the plate. Another looper out toward center field. That's down for a base hit. And Milwaukee will play station to station, not trying to take any chances on the base paths. Now the bases are loaded. So Glusick comes through.
Now batting shortstop, Tristan Ellis.
Here's a trivia question for you, Lynn. Let's see if you can get it right. Milwaukee's had 24 players drafted since 1965.
Say again?
Milwaukee's had 24 players drafted since 1965. Who was the highest draft pick they've had? Milwaukee. Give you a hint. He played in the World Series last year with the Blue Jays.
My silence should be indicative.
That's a tough question. The folks at home might get it right because they got time to hit the Google button and find out.
How many players drafted?
24 since 1965. And the highest draft pick they ever had was a second-round pick.
That's 60 years ago.
I know. But this is not 60 years ago. This is a guy that's still playing right now. Played a little outfield with the Blue Jays last year. Gold Glove winner, matter of fact, in 2024. You've probably heard of him. Dalton Varsho went to Milwaukee.
But I would not have gotten it. See, I could have easily said, well, I knew that. Why did you tell me? I knew that.
I was going to get it.
A liner to left, caught out there by Reeves. He throws it back to the infield. A run scores from third. And so that makes it a 21-7 game. You know, really that's against protocol. You should not have given me that at the end of a game like this. I mean, that's against protocol. I mean, you put me on the spot.
I wrote it down.
Needlessly.
I wrote it down earlier this morning. I meant to get it in sooner, but I just now was going through all my notes and I saw it, and I thought I'd throw it out there to you.
Well, thank you. I was trying to get some help.
Because I know you like trivia every now and then.
I do, but I've got to have something that gives me a chance.
Well, I gave you Toronto.
You gave me
World Series,
you gave me several
outfielder.
hints. The production team was trying to help me in the background.
The interns were on it.
But they were a little bit tardy, just a little bit. But they did get it. Harvey at the plate, and LSU is one pitch away from a 21-7 win in 7 innings. Pause to the plate.